is Fabian. I'm coming from the GartenCoop in Freiburg, which is southwest of Germany. And we are doing something a little bit different than a food co-op. We do a system internationally known as CSA, Community Supported Agriculture. It has different name in different countries, in different contexts. And yeah, that is our project and our website. In the first step, I want to explain a little bit what CSA actually means. It means a lot of different things for different communities. It's a very local system, so the local community decides what values are in there. But these are values we share, I think, with a lot of other CSAs. So we say that the members take the responsibility to cover all the expenses of the farm, and all the produce produced by the farm is distributed among these members. We want to get away from the paying system and paying habits of having a certain product which we attach a price to and get it then because we give money. We want to try to avoid this relation between members and the farmers. We are a so-called community-run CSA, so we set up our own farm, but there are as well farmers-led CSA, where basically a group approaches the farmer and takes care about his finances and his products. So, CSA in Germany is not a new system. The oldest CSA was founded in the 1980s. It's called Buschberghof. It's close to Hamburg. And in Germany, we call CSA Solidarische Landwirtschaft. In Switzerland, it's called Vertragslandwirtschaft. In Austria, it's Gemeinsam Landwirtschaften. So there are different names, different schemes in every region. In France, it's AMAP. And we have about 25 farms now in Germany, which are established and working, and more than 30 initiatives. So groups who want to set up a CSA, but have not found a farmer yet, or haven't found land so far. This is our core group, the breeding ground of our initiative, more or less how to say. We have been 4 people who heard about, actually one person heard about CSA and wanted to introduce it into Freiburg, so he talked to it. It's the guy on the right side with a red shirt, Luciano? Okay, red shirt, you can't really see it. Well, anyway, he told us about the system. We went to Geneva in Switzerland, where we visited Le Jardin des Cocagnes, who are doing Vertragslandwirtschaft for 30 years already. So we went there and visited their project, wanted to see how it works. They were very welcoming and they were guiding us around for 4 days. And then we came back, had this idea how to do it, and talked to our friends. They talked to their friends. And a couple of months later, we had the first public meeting where about 80 people showed up and wanted to know more about the concept. And we had to turn away 80 people because they didn't fit in the room. And so it was a lot of positive reaction to our ideas. But what were the ideas? It was all, you can gather all our ideas about the word food autonomy or food sovereignty, which is more commonly known. We use food autonomy because we don't want to, food sovereignty is often used in national context. So you say we need food sovereignty for Bolivia or for whatever country, but we want to detach from the national context. We say food sovereignty or food autonomy is important for you, local community, for your regional community. So it doesn't really matter, for example, if I see the picture from Denmark, Copenhagen is pretty close to Sweden, it could be as well a Swedish producer going there. The national borders shouldn't matter. So what do we actually want? We wanted to have regional food and seasonal food. That means that now we just have spinach and radish and salads, because it's still too cold to grow tomatoes and other stuff. So we really just distribute what we earn, what we harvest on our farm. It's not, we don't buy anything from outside. That means as well that we have a working group who's working on preserving food. So they cook tomatoes in the summer and make tomato sauce, so we have something in the winter, and so on and so on. We do sauerkraut, obviously. And yeah, we don't, we are right now certified organic, but we will get out of the certification system in the end of the year because it limits us a lot with seeds, varieties we can use. We can just use registered seeds if we want to have it organically certified. So we say we want to be grassroots organic. We, as a community, want to define what is important for us in agriculture, and we check it on ourselves because we work on our own farm. So we are not want to be certified anymore. We want to do it on our own. We want to do agriculture in a sustainable way because, as you probably know, the Agrarian World Report in 2009 declared that the actual food system we are having is not working. We're using 10 to 80, depends on the food, calories of energy in order to produce 1 calorie of food. So it's a huge energy input, and we cannot do that on a planet with limited resources, obviously. So we want to try to do agriculture with as least energy input from outside as possible in a so-called post-fossil society, so after the fossil fuels we have, coal and gas and oil and so on. We wanted to do it in a solidarity way, in a collective way. We wanted to include people who don't have the financial resources to buy organic in markets or in a supermarket, because organic is really widespread in Germany. You can buy it in every supermarket already. We wanted to have it lively and personally, so we decided in the first place that we're not going to grow unlimitedly. We always fix a certain amount of members we want to accept in the next season. So in the first year we started with 160 people, who grew until 200. Now in the second year it's 260 members. Yeah, by the way, we are 260 members and we established the project last January, so we are pretty new still. We got like 16 months or something. And we want to have it grassroots democratic, so as well consensus principle as far as it gets, as far as we can. And we want to have it self-organized, so people are really involved in the food production and in the distribution system. That is what we wanted. So how do we want it actually to do the relation? We had a bunch of people in Freiburg wanting to do community-supported agriculture and wanted to start farming. The biggest problem was finding land, actually. But once we found the land, we had land. It's not that idyllic farm like it is on the picture. But important, again, we wanted to have this energy circle, like to have at least input from energy as possible from outside. And the relation between the members on the left hand and the farm on the right hand is basically the laborers punch in labor. They work 4 days a year on the farm, at least everyone is sort of obliged to. We don't check it, but we encourage everyone to go 4 days at least working on the farm. They can put in creativity, because they have a huge place, it's 9 hectares, where they can do and propose projects and realize their ideas. And obviously all the funding from the farm comes from the members. So we stick as well to the principle to have none, or at least as possible, subsidies from any outside source. What comes back from the farm to the member is education, because you learn a lot how to produce food, how to conserve food, what it actually means to produce a bag of carrots. And you detach yourself just from the price. A kilo of carrots costs whatever, €2 or €1. And you just know, okay, that is what it means to plant them, to weed them, to harvest them, to clean them, to bring them, and so on. So you get food back from the farm if you're not too clumsy while farming. And it's an ecological benefit we have as well, because we do bring varieties into the region where 80% of the agricultural land is farmed with corn. So it is a really monocultural area, and we bring further varieties into the region. That is important for us, is sharing the risks. So everyone promises to stay in the community-supported agriculture scheme in our project for 1 year at least. That means all the harvest gets distributed among the members. If there's a bad harvest, it's not the problem of the farmer who sticks with the bad salad harvest because there was a hail. It's a problem of everyone, but it's a very little problem for each person who gets a salad less a year. But it's a huge problem for a farmer who says, okay, I can't give any salads out for 2 weeks because they're all gone. And yeah, collective risks is as well having lots of weeds. It looks really beautiful, really green, but most of the green is not supposed to be there. But it's not the problem of the one farmer. There are all the members coming and help with the weeding and the works to do on the farm. So it's a share of work and knowledge. So people learn as well a lot what it actually means to produce food. Grassroots organic, I already explained. The seasonality is very important. And the seeds, we don't use any hybrid seeds. We just use seeds we can reproduce on our own. So even though we are just reproducing seeds right now from beetroot and carrots, we could reproduce them from all the seeds. And while buying non-hybrid seeds, we actually support the farmers who reproduce their locally seeds and their old seeds, which are not organic, which are not hybrid. So that is really important for us. We just use seeds we could reproduce on our own. Where is the farm? The farm is 20 kilometers away from Freiburg. Freiburg is a university town, 220,000 inhabitants, a lot of young people. And it's reachable. We encourage our people to come by public transport. It's a 9 minutes train ride or 15 minutes train ride, depends on which train you take. And then it's 10 minutes bicycle or bus, or you can walk as well from there. Or you go by Freiburg in 1 hour by bicycle. We have some old bicycles locked on the train station with a lock with a code. So everyone knows the numbers, and they can just take the bikes, go to the farm, bring it back, lock it again. So they don't have to bring their own bikes. Shared resources again. This is the green dot is our farm itself. The red ones are our our lands. It's 9 hectares. It's not 7.2. We actually measured it. It's more. But 7.2 is in our contract, so we pay less. That's good. How are we organized? We have, as the highest, basically, decision-taking organ, we have the General Assembly. There you, at the bottom, you see the General Assembly. The first one we had was 160 people, where we started the project. Then we have a coordination, a core group, which meets every second week and decides on most of the daily business issues. Then we have the farmers. We employ 5 farmers at the moment. And they obviously have their weekly meetings and see what tasks have to be done and how to organize themselves. And then we have different working groups like public relations, like stuff I'm doing right now, people who take care about the legal structure, finances, distribution, etc. And they always give feedback to the coordination, which meets every second week.